Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I am here in rainy Montreal. You are probably coming not from Montreal, but one of the many other places that people have joined Climatematch from. This is the last of the three closing ceremonies that we've done. Many of you have probably just come out of your presentation, so you're probably exhausted. So thank you for making this last effort to sort of get on here. And my name is Max. I'm one of the volunteers here at Climatematch Academy. I run one of the curriculum days, and I've been on the Discord. So hi, if you haven't seen me yet. It's great to see so many people here, and great to sort of come together to celebrate this end of the beginning, as I think we're trying to frame it and think about what that means. So this will only be about a half hour or so. We can stay on a bit and chat afterwards if for those who like. But for the next part, let me pass it over to Douglas, who can introduce himself.
Thanks, Max. And also say hi to the baby in the audience. Hi, Jenna has her baby in the audience. I am Dr. Rao, research scientist located in the United States. And I am the co-chair for the professional development. Some of you may have seen the career panels during the week. And also I'm one of the dailies for the remote sensing day. If you have troubles on that day, that's because of me. So blame on me, not all the TAs and other people. And today is all about celebration, all the achievements, and hope you will learn some about our future plans as well. So first of all, I want to invite everyone to give yourself a round of applause, and also all the volunteers for making the Climatematch Academy happen this year for the past 2 weeks. You can react, you can just like you can even unmute and just like we want to hear all the other claps and round of applause. So you all made it, and we almost crossed the finish line. You all rocks, yes. I heard somebody unmuted. Awesome. Yes. And also, this is just one of the AI generated dinosaurs that Max mentioned, has been generated by Avisha in the Discord setup. So for this next 25-ish minutes, I almost said hours. I don't think you want to stay online for 25 hours. It's only going to be 25 minutes. And we're going to, first of all, celebrate everyone's accomplishment for the past 2 weeks. And for some volunteers, that's the past 3 months and sometimes even longer. And we will show some of the results from Earth Expo and some VR exhibitions. And also we'll share some of the plans for the future. How can you stay engaged with the Climatematch Academy? And the other opportunities may come up. And we also want to give thanks to all the volunteers, mentors, and you, as well as our sponsors who made this happen. So first of all, let's celebrate the accomplishments. Oftentimes when you are knee-deep in all those technical things, doing the tutorials and projects, it's really hard to see how far you have gone in the past 2 weeks. And the next 10 minutes, it's all about your accomplishments. So some of us has been observing on the side to see how much you have been doing and how amazed we are by all your progresses. So this, again, we want to recognize some of those like fun AI generated arts given the prompts by Grazilla, which is one of the project TA. It's a dinosaur dancing jazz and funny. And so hopefully you have enjoyed all the funs with all your part like dinosaur names. First of all, the first accomplishment you did is really to navigate the virtual world on Discord and introduce yourselves and make all the friends and colleagues and peers that hopefully you will sustain in the next 2 or more years to come. And we all know that like virtual is the way to make all the content accessible, to bring everyone together and give you the opportunity to learn all the skills and access to the data that you can have. But the virtual part also brings the challenge to meet new people and to network with others. So we are really glad that you see and find the peers in Discord. I have been going through some Discord channels to see all the things that you have been chatting and then you have been doing in the projects and other things, which is amazing. So for staffs like volunteers like Max, that we can also see all those tech tickets that you have been having the issues with Discord, with other virtual platforms, but we all made it through the collaboration between you and our staff and volunteers. That's amazing achievement by itself. And we really amazed by all your introductions in this Discord. Sometimes it's hard to say the first hello online to the world. Just like when you are coding, you always say hello world. That's the first task. So here is a word cloud that really to summarize by Max to see all the introduction you made on Discord. So climate is of course in the center, but really focusing on the everyone can have the access to climate is amazing. And the second accomplishment you had is that the really intensive 2 weeks. But before that, we also have a Python pre-course. And when you are introduced about the Climatematch Academy, we said it's inclusive and accessible 2 weeks virtual program. But we recognize not everyone have the Python skills. So we have a Python pre-course. And in that pre-course, a lot of you are introduced to the Python world for the first time, or maybe for the first time intensively. And really, you also explored a lot of those like diverse climate science topics, like throughout the 2 weeks that we just been through. So here is an icon generated by our curriculum lead, Sloan. From those 2 weeks, you have sampled all the different things from the overview of climate systems and different components of climates, ocean, atmosphere, and land, the remote sensing and paleoclimate, as well as how to do climate modeling. Then you also learn about the physical basis of the IPCC, the one of the most comprehensive and most impressive climate assessments groups, and how it affects the socioeconomic systems and the extreme events and vulnerability of the society. And today you're looking at adaptation impact. You need to be proud of yourself because all those contents sometimes will be taught in years in the college. So all the things we really want you to get exposed in the 2 weeks. And the idea of make all those contents open and accessible, available to everyone at any time after this course is really to allow you to come back as a reference to get more deep dives in those contents. Like we already provided a lot of this continuous reading materials you can follow through. So that's another amazing achievement you just did in the past 2 weeks. Well, to lighten the moods, that you all are also superheroes, that you really have been exposed to those cutting edge computational tools, the most recent development, the open source tools, and there are so many revisions of Jupyter notebooks that were in our development process. And we are trying to bring the most advanced and most recent developments to you so you can use. And not everyone have the skills to use that. And I've still been working with a lot of colleagues who haven't figured out how to use the Python and all those tools in my daily work. So that's another amazing accomplishment you all have done in the past 2 weeks. So in the Python pre-course, we have more than 240 students signed up for the pre-course. That's a lot of things to learn in a really short time periods. The X-array and the Matplotlib and trying to plot all those maps. And those are all amazing skills. We hope that you have the chance to learn it and use it into your future in your future career. Python ecosystem is amazing, but it can also be hard to get a hand of. So we really glad and happy that you are able to learn about it and working closely with the TAs to go through the tutorials and our Python advisors to get into that. I see some of the comments in the chat. Yes, all those course materials will be available to everyone on the Climatematch Academy GitHubs, and that's more information to come later this at this ceremony. And in addition to the tutorials and all those coding things, another amazing achievement, thanks also to Natalie and Zena and their amazing project teams to design, and a lot of the project TAs to design those project ideas and shape them. You have been able to do a lot of projects in the 2 weeks time. And we were just joking before everyone get online that I wish my team members have those experience and the skills to really develop a project in 2 weeks time. Sometimes our project can take months, if not like a year to finish, or from design to implement. So you all have been doing an amazing job on those projects. And here's another word cloud generated by Zena from those abstracts everyone has about their project, looking at a really strong focus on the impact, the climate impact on the communities on different regions, which is amazing. So with each of you in different parts that you really get into the project groups really fast, that you can see there are so many different activities going on in those different projects like sea level rise topics, ocean acidification, wildfire, surface albedo and land use, heat waves, ENSO impact and precipitation, all those amazing topics. That's soberingly relevant to our current situation with all the heat waves and so discussion in the public media. We hope that all the things you learned right now can help you better understand the news reporting and can contribute to discussions with others.
Come on. Come on.
I think somebody's talking. Maybe that's a baby in the audience. So we have 54 projects in for this year's Climatematch Academy, which is amazing, and that's achievement by itself. In addition to both tutorials and projects, you have also learned all those skills in leadership, in professional activities, and other skills such as the impact talks. You are really becoming more aware of those issues related to climates, such as equity and justice, how to communicate scientific results, climate science, and the open science, how to address those injustice issues. So that is really something we hope that you can get out from this Climatematch Academy, to not just about the computational skills, but also in the real life, the leadership and the deep thinking that you can get out from the Climatematch Academy. Last but not least, really the accomplishment is the diversity and the inclusivity of the Climatematch Academy that's made by you. We have been trying really hard to make sure we can reach to as many people as possible. So in the first iteration, that we have almost 70 countries, students from almost 70 countries, and with a really diverse representation from all the continents except Antarctica, which is allowable, just because I don't think we have enough students there to really come into our Climatematch Academy. But we would be happy to take anyone from the high latitude regions. And with all the students this year, we really have a variety and diversity of the people's experience. Just looking at the language people speaks, that we have really a diverse set of the language speakers in this first round. And also we are amazed by different career stages of the students we have today. And including some students I met during the Climatematch Academy who are in their 50s and came back to learn new skills and try to apply that to a different type of the career paths that it might be relevant in the future. So your feedback is always valuable to us. And I got some chuckles when we were chased by somebody asking for the evaluation forms during one of the days, because we did not send out the form in time. So that is how amazing that all the students and TAs are for this year. And we really appreciate all those teams for completing the feedback forms. And also how different teams have completed projects and the tutorials in that. And yes, Natalie, go. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. I don't think I can pronounce that part name. Natalie, if you can help me out.
Go Diamantosauruses.
Okay, yes, go Natalie. You have the 89% completion rate. That's amazing. So with that, I want to invite everyone to give another round of applause to just celebrate how much you have accomplished in the past 2 weeks. And that's an amazing achievement by itself. With that, and I think Max, this is your turn to start doing some of the Earth Expo part.
Sure, I can introduce this. So Zeta, who was part of our student experience coordination team, made a video about the Earth Expo, which is as we explained in the intro that you might have seen on the Discord, a bunch of activities that we've done to have you just interacting more and building content and sort of having fun together. So she put together another video, which we can watch now. I this time will remember to put on the system sound. Share sound. There we go.
As you know, the Earth Expo has 7 categories this year. These are Data Art and Climate Science, AI Climate Space, Climatematch Academy in the Wild, T-shirt Design, Music Expo, Chapter Images, and Memes Expo. Over these 2 weeks, in these categories, you have expressed what you have learned on your Climatematch Academy journey by combining it with your unique creativity and imagination. Now it's time to display them in a virtual exhibition room and share them with the whole world. If you haven't submitted your artwork yet, the deadline has been extended to the 31st of July, 11 p.m. UTC. On the 3rd of August, we will be emailing the link to the exhibition so that you can visit the exhibition and share it on your social networks and with your loved ones. We will also have an augmented reality feature, so you will be able to see your art wherever you want by using your tablets and your phones. We will also include the link to the augmented reality app for installation in the email with the link. The exhibition will be available from the 3rd of August to the 30th of August. The songs you share on the Playlist of the Week channel on Discord will be the playlist for the Earth Expo VR exhibition. I would also like to announce that you will receive a certificate of appreciation for participating in the Earth Expo 2023 categories with your own creations. As I mentioned at the beginning, you still have time to share your art with us on the Discord Earth Expo channel by July 31st, 11 p.m. UTC. I'm wrapping up with just a quick reminder. Please read the rules for the Earth Expo categories you wish to submit art before submitting your artwork, and please make sure your artwork has a title. We'll look forward to receiving your entries. Thank you for your dedication, perseverance, and the unique creativity you share with us through your art.
Okay, so that was great. Let me get back here. I think I have too many windows open. So Zeta really had a vision there for creating a space for you guys to build a bunch of content. And on the one hand, it's just a sort of fun exercise for everyone to try and a kind of a break. And now that you have the weekend to sort of decompress, it's something that I would definitely encourage you to try. But just to note, I think let's not forget that a lot of sort of cultural movements and big communities form around cultural content. And so I think Art Expo is a place where we can start expressing this kind of content. There we go. It's black for some reason. Can people see that? Great.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I just lost it there for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So now we're going to move to a question that maybe has been on many of your minds about what's next. We frame this as the end of the beginning, so it's the beginning of what? And I think we're not exactly sure yet. This is a process that we all want to try to build together. So Climatematch Academy, it's an impact-oriented community where we want to help make impact. And to do that, we have to at least maintain the resources that that you've used over the last weeks, and we commit to doing that. So first, the Discord is the place for our community to continue growing and exchanging. You'll eventually be transitioned to an alumni role, which will allow us to tailor your experience to helping you continue your journey to, in fact, impactful climate science. And all existing course material, as was discussed, will still be available to all of you. I think it might not be as clear to you that Climatematch is part of this larger organization called Neuromatch that is really built on founding principles of open access to scientific training and content, and that's something that we share with them, and that sort of is built into the way that the course works. So you will always be able to access course material. You can download everything to your local machine, and you can even help us iterate on our own content via our repository hosted on GitHub. If you have an idea for something, or if you want to fix something, you can always post there. And finally, we're still figuring out how to make the Jupyter Hub available longer term. And so this is the place this is the function of the course that has allowed you to do pretty heavy compute in the cloud. And will definitely be available over the next week. Sorry, the next month. And we are finding ways to make it available even beyond that. So that was sort of more about the course material. But the last two weeks has been super intense, and it's not you now have a bit of a break. But the idea is what are we doing next? We want you to know that we're thinking concretely about how to help you, and we have some suggestions for how to do that. So first, there are important ways that you can continue to enrich your own CMA experience, as well as contribute to keeping the momentum in the community right now, and essentially indefinitely. So these are things like you can share content on the Discord, things like job opportunities, links to interesting research content, or just generic content relevant to the community. If you have an interesting community activity idea, you can post it and try to organize something. You can also generate content. So this goes back to the Earth Expo. And maybe the most sort of tangible way that you can contribute is by volunteering and helping to helping the Climatematch community by supporting its organization. So this year we organized it around these general topics. There were leads for each of these. But with the leads was a whole group of people that really made each bubble work. And so looking at this, you can sort of see where you might want to contribute. Are you thinking, did you think that there was some interesting curriculum content that you could propose and develop? Or maybe you're more computational, so you feel like you could help with the technical backend stuff, or any of the other topics here. So those were sort of generic ways that you can start contributing right now and in an ongoing way. But we also wanted to give you some more concrete things. So there's this art exhibition, which you have the weekend to submit an entry to. You can just take like a half hour if you have a break and sort of just play around in some of the pick an activity and see what comes out. There's this state-of-the-art text to image generation bot, for instance, that you can use to make all kinds of images. And so that's something that not everyone has access to. So I would encourage you to check it out. The other type of event we wanted to propose is some kind of ongoing seminar series. The themes of which will likely span the range of topics you've covered in the course. So the first will happen in 3 weeks on August 18th. And this will be a talk that was actually originally an outro video to the socioeconomic basis day that covers the more practical aspects of the energy transition. And it was designed with the idea of helping you sort of situate yourself and in this very complex multi-actor socio-political arena that will be taking place around you as you make the impact using your climate science. So next, we would be grateful if you trusted us to start a process with each and every one of you in which we try to help you figure out what it is you want to do. So that starts with us asking you questions, and we'll be structuring that in the form of individual surveys that we'll be offering you in the coming months that you can choose to participate in to help us get a better sense of what your needs are and how we can help you. That's something that we would encourage everyone to participate in. There's another, so the last thing that we want to talk about today is a more concrete thing that we would like to do to take advantage of the very specific momentum in sort of research and interest in particular topics coming out of this course that you've just had. And so to this end, we're announcing the Climatematch Academy Impact Scholars Program. So for those who want to keep working on their group projects, we want to give you the opportunity to potentially develop your project into a widely shareable piece of scientific work, be it a preprint or a blog post, for instance, and to continue building your professional network in climate science by showcasing your work in workshops or conferences. So there's still many moving parts to this, and we're still sort of working out the details, but we see this as sort of the first step that you can do to help you find specific resources. And so everyone will have access to our compute resources on Jupyter Hub until the end of August. And so the way we're doing it now is that in order to extend your access to the Hub beyond that, and most importantly, to help us connect you with suitable project advisors and other opportunities that match your interests and needs, we ask that you submit a concise 2-page proposal with preliminary analysis by the end of August. And both students and TAs are welcome to participate as equal collaborators in these proposals. And the idea is that we'll be able to then help you deal with them. So to keep you informed about the program, we've created an Impact Scholar Program channel in the project section of our Discord. Information about the application form will be posted there next week. But tomorrow, actually, we're going to post a link there where everyone will be able to browse the others team's projects, and anyone whose current teammates are not planning to apply or who wish to work on a different topic is highly encouraged to reach out to the respective team's contact person, whose email will be shown on that page. So keep your eyes on that. These are a list of projects that are already up there and sort of open for continuing. Okay, so now we're going to transition to the third and last part of this presentation, which is giving thanks. You guys were definitely the sort of core the core group to thank in this, because you are the central purpose of why everything else is there. But there was a lot of everything else. There was a lot of technical infrastructure in managing such a course, and also just organizing all the logistics. So this was a Jamboard that we made as we tried to figure out Discord on the first day. So let's start by thanking teaching assistants. There were so many of you, and you all did such an essential job. Project TAs, pod TAs, really essential to the program. Thank you all so much for your efforts. Here are some of your faces. Thank you to the speakers that gave you talks. Oh yeah, right. Thank you. Yes, I think just as if this were live, we should all do a sort of round of applause after each group gets presented. So thank you, project TAs and all TAs. And now thank you, speakers, for taking the time out of their research schedules to sort of give you interesting talks about their work and also about these broader issues. Thank you, Python advisors. So we had lots of people come and help out with the computational skills. Part of Climatematch's and Neuromatch's ethos is to sort of use our collective expertise to help bring everyone up and push them into important areas. And Python advisors were sort of essential here. So thank you, Python advisors. Next, mentors. So we had this cool mentor matching program where some of you got to meet with particular people. These are, again, people that took time out of their busy lives to sort of sit down with you on a one-on-one and chat about stuff. So thank you, mentors, for donating your time. And then there were the volunteers. This is a bunch of pictures from collected, I think, from the Slack and others. There's maybe 50 here, but there were actually like 150 people working behind the scenes on and off for the last 6 months on various aspects. And so I think we need to give a big round of applause to everyone that has been helping with the organization specifically. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. So we have, we had to get compute, we had to get funding for various things, and we partnered with lots of groups to sort of figure out how to do that. So thank you to our sponsors. Says my internet connection is unstable. I hope it's okay. We're almost done. So finally, let's thank Neuromatch. So this is the parent organization from which we leaned on heavily to get the infrastructure. They've been working on this teaching model for since the pandemic. Basically, they incorporated Sense as a nonprofit in the States, and we adopted a lot of sort of system structure to help make things work. And that was essential, and we're very grateful for their continued support as we sort of move forward. So people like Nick, who's the CEO, and Courtney and Constantine and Viviana. So thank and the many others from Neuromatch so for instance, many of the sort of Discord wizards that would come in and solve your problems and help you were actually Neuromatch people that were generating their own, that were donating their own time to come and help us out because they had that previous experience. Okay, and then the last group I think we need to thank are you guys, the participants. So thank you so much for injecting your spirit to build the foundation of this new community. You guys are the first cohort of hopefully many cohorts that will come after you, and that we hope you will try to lead towards impactful climate research. And I guess in return, we would just ask you to sort of envision where you think it might take you, and then communicate to us through the various channels that we're trying to construct now, how to make that actually happen. We are very excited to to have you help us realize that. Okay, so this is actually the last slide. So as I said, it's the end of the beginning. And I will now stop sharing. But I think we should just have a collective celebratory clap. You guys are probably exhausted. You are the last cohort. Hello. Yeah, great. Congratulations. Some clapping. Yeah, you guys did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max, if you want to start recording, maybe we can hear if anyone has any feedback they want to share with yourself.
Sure. Let me figure out how to do that. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, but this has been awesome.